saying so. But you're not a fan of WNBA.
I'm not.
You're a fan of it, Pat?
I am.
Like
Yeah.
you can watch a game.
I can watch the game. Yeah.
Like
A lot of stuff, a lot of extra stuff, but yeah, that's pretty much what Jay Will had to say. As a for those that don't know, um, Patrick Beverly has stood on this. You know, he made a statement before about the WNBA and their players. Cuzzo, can you give us what you think about this whole controversy? Yeah, you're muted, sir.
Yeah, I said there's no controversy. There's only entertainment to have this conversation. I mean, we already know, and it's been proven, you know, athletically, physiologically, men are better athletes. So professionally, that's good. Okay. But that still doesn't mean that you're going to be better than, someone at your level or someone even below your level in terms of age range or even skill. You could be skilled at something, but if you're not stronger than somebody, there's going to be a tough task at hand. So what, Jay Will was saying is true, because if you have a team full of athletes and your team is one of those highly touted teams from that era,
Right.
I'm with him. You just think about some of your teams, because when you was playing at the Shaw, even some of those teams, Alistar Fox, Bean, come on, you, and it was hard to get on that team. So it's like, yeah, those teams can beat a WNBA team, All Star for sure, because they were skilled, athletic, stronger, and that's simple to me.
Yeah. Oh man, my mind just went somewhere else, man. You
Where
know,
you go?
well, I don't know if you saw this video. It was this guy in a gas station, and it was like two ladies, but one was like more masculine, and they had a whole back and forth conversation about, you know, how you talking to me, you talking to me like you're a man and things like that. And the one of the ladies put their hands on him, and then he, showed his, aggression towards the person. I mean, I don't know if I agree with it or not, but like, what saying do you want to use for it? Equal lefts are equal rights, or equal rights are equal lefts, or what I'm saying? Like, play stupid games, win stupid prizes, whichever one you want to put. But that kind of made me think of that, and I've heard WNBA players actually say that they would beat a NBA player live on this platform, YouTube. Um, it just shows more delusion, and I get it. Like, you're supposed to have confidence in your skill. You're supposed to have confidence in your ability. But there becomes uh, a problem. I would say when your confidence or your ability turns into delusion, and that's where it's at, and that's where it's been. And I kind of wanted to address what he said. As far as like Adam Silver talking about a big increase. So you're fighting for an increase in your pay, along with other things. Maybe there's some other things that we don't necessarily know about. So if I made $100,000, if I got a $200,000 raise and I'm making 300, just say that happens, that's a substantial thing. That's like growth. And the belief there is that you guys are worth more than that, and um, that's to be, you know, talked about more, because kind of like Jay Will said, I can't watch the games. And he asked Pat Beverly, like, I mean, I may catch it every blue moon, every blue moon when I don't have anything to do. I may catch a game, but it's not something that I'm looking for, forward to watch. Like, not even like the best of the best, not even like the all stars. Like, it may, and I'm gonna just be honest, it may be like a Sky game on that I might watch. I want to see how many rebounds that Angel Reese passes to herself. Or it may be Indiana Fever game on, or there's a couple games, or Las Vegas squad. Like, I may want to see Asia Wilson ball, but like other than that, it's like it's not too many games, that I want to watch. It's like the excitement is not there like it is in the NBA game. They are very skilled, but there's certain things, like you said, that they can do. A high school basketball team can beat a WNBA team. Like, guess what? All you got to do is, I know my boy played. Like, all you got to do is, man, throw a lob to them. Like, what they gonna do? Post them up, drop step. Guess what? All you can do is foul. And I mean, shout out to Pat Beverly because he is obviously a fan. Obviously, he's supportive of them. But come on, Pat, like keep it 100. Like who in the WNBA? Who are you trying to holler at? I don't know. I don't know if he's married or not. But who are you trying to holler at? You trying to stay on the good side, of the WNBA so you could be in good. Like, come on, Pat Beverly. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like blink, man, if you okay. You know what I'm saying? Like do something. Like, let us know you okay, Pat. Cause you over there, you caping for him, man, like real hard. And I'm glad Jay Will got on there and was like, hey man, like, nah. Like, he was drinking that good, man. Like, he was well, I say that Fenty, like you had to be doing something. Cause because it's obvious that, like, to any person who has some sanity, that they aren't as good as, let alone an NBA team. Like, come on, like college, like, and even the high school squad. That's why, in all these sports, the goals and the requirements, run all, like the achievements, they're set differently. Like in track, we talked about that before. The men can run a certain 100, but guess what? You could maybe put the worst guy, in track and field and put him up against the best woman, and guess what? He gonna probably dust her. It just is what it is. Like, we were made differently, and we both are great in our own right. And I'm not trying to take anything away from women. However, yeah, I don't believe it. I don't. Yeah, I don't believe it at all. And shout out to J Will White Chocolate for coming on here and giving us the real. That is all I have.
Yeah, I mean, and I'll speak to something you said earlier. I mean, skill versus the physiological part, just the athlete, from a male's perspective, it's like they might not be so precise, but if I'm a better athlete and I'm more, my power and the quickness, is there, then yeah, automatic is going to be easier for this person and this person to gain the advantage or have the advantage. So, skill wise, I can see how WNBA players, have that advantage, in some instances, but overall, the advantage would be going towards the male side because the power, and the talent, would eventually overpower the individual, you know. because I see some hoopers and some shooters online that post, and I'm like, oh, she got a good shot. But if a guy is really intensely, wanting to defend and not let you get a shot off, it's going to be, almost impossible. So, and I'm not saying it can't happen, but I'm just saying very rarely it will happen, from that standpoint. So, Pat, I think he just likes to talk and be controversial because he definitely has a good talk game, and he may very well feel the way that he feels, because he wants to be a supporter of that league, and which we all do, of course. But we have to, call things out as they are, not how we want them to be. Because if it is what it is, then we don't have to have these conversations because it would just be there in terms of the example and not, what we think something is or what we believe something is. This is the example that we have. So we don't have to speak to it. It's just what it is. And, um, if we have to say something about the money side of it, if you're getting a couple extra 100,000, that's definitely a significant increase. That's double what you're getting, almost triple for some people, maybe 4 or 5 times what some other people are getting. And if that's not good enough, then I don't think you were being realistic in what you believe your value is in terms of what you're doing, which is entertaining. It feels something else to you because you are playing a sport and you're physically having to exert yourself. So yes, that's a value in itself. But if it's being used as entertainment, then that's on another level that people see it in terms of value, especially if it's not turning a profit. So yes, some businesses operate at a loss. Yeah, but they're in a different industry, or it's on a different level. Entertainment, I'm here to make money. How do I make money? Sponsorships. I make money off advertisement. We want to get eyeballs on what we have as a product, and we want people to enjoy the product. That's why they're going to keep coming back. But if I have to covertly come up with different tactics to get you to watch the game, which is through what we call controversy, or satire, talks and speech and what we're having in terms of this versus that, or this person is doing that, then how long is that going to last?
Right.
As we can see today, the NBA is where it is today because it's time for it to move on to the younger generation. They're still trying to hold on to that LeBron thing when that thing is over with.
Please let it go. I can't
Yeah,
wait.
that thing is over with. So that's my time.
Yeah, man, I had to actually go here and look, man. I had to see if Pat was married or had a girlfriend because I thought maybe it's somebody in the WNBA that he like, and I found out that he was engaged to his girlfriend right here. She actually comes back too. You know what I'm saying?
They all are because it's a look. Yeah, it's a look that they
Yeah,
all have going after basketball players. Yeah.
Iranian chick. But
Hmm.
yeah, let me see. Yeah, so I don't know. Maybe what it is maybe that she likes the WNBA, and maybe he asked the Kate, because she likes them. Maybe he want to stay in her good graces. I don't know. I don't know what it
Possible.
is, but yeah.
Possible. Yeah.
Anyway, man, let me know what y'all think. You know what I'm saying? Inside the comments. Like is Pat smoking something? I don't know. Or, do y'all agree with him? Let us know.